Hey everyone, it is Mark Rodriguez. It's Thursday night. I'm really not sure if this is going to work tonight. StreamYard has had some issues integrating with Facebook, but just want to get on here, say hello. It's been a few days. Let's see how everyone's doing. Based on recent updates, it looks like this virus is it's not quite at its apex yet, and it's a different world. It's a completely different world. I'm gonna see if I can't see who's on here. It doesn't really matter, but I just want to make sure this is working. It says I got 4 people on. All right, I just can't see everyone on here, which is okay. Just put the volume here. Anyway, when I go outside, it feels like it was just a week and a half ago. The last time I was able to sit down in a restaurant. Now you walk into a supermarket or anywhere, and everyone's got these the masks on, the gloves on, and there's all these different pieces of information out there about how long the virus can live, and you could be tracking it into your house, and oh man, it's just every day there's like another piece of information that you got to be mindful of. Let's see who's on here. So if I go on, let's see here. If I go on here and I look to see, we got Lauren. Hey, Lauren. I got Lauren in the house. We got Novak. Hey guys, how are you? Lauren, I miss you, Lauren. Lauren is an awesome BDC manager now. I don't even know what it is that you're doing. But awesome. Hey, Wendy Nelson. Wendy, from my whole Stuker days. She's awesome. So we're living in a different, it's a different time right now. The changes we've had to make, the changes we've been forced to make are just kind of over the top. Right? This whole notion of isolation, put your censor button close to you. Hold on. So here's the humor. This is Wendy Nelson saying, "Put your censor button." I don't have a censor button, Wendy. Come on, you know that it's all clean. George Panessa, how you doing, buddy? Yvette Santiago. Yvette is part of the salsa group, and she put a post today of her showing what the solitary, the distance, social distance, what it looks like at her job. And the woman that was next to her had that she had that resting face on her, like she was, stay away from me virus. Mirta, how are you, Mirta? Another salsa friend out there. Anyway, I got this this right over here. There we go. This picture. When written in Chinese, the word crisis is composed of 2 characters. All right. One represents danger, and the other one represents opportunity. Hey, Marla, how you doing? Christina, how are you? Let's see here. When you hear your name, what do you mean, Wendy? It's not coming across clear? Can you guys hear me okay? Wendy, now you got me paranoid. Is it coming? Yeah, my voice is coming okay. Wendy, what are you doing to me, Wendy? What's wrong with you? What are you doing? What are you referencing Romper Room for? So one character represents danger, the other represents opportunity. And so even at this time, there is tremendous opportunity. There's opportunity to build a skill set. There's opportunity for you to reach out to people, for you to do more, to be more. It's scary. It is scary. For those of you who were working for someone, you know, I think one of the issues you might have had was maybe getting through to the unemployment office to get those checks. Well, I got news for you, right? If you're a trainer like I am in the business, there's no check coming my way. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So I totally understand the anxiety that you guys are feeling. Hello, Katya. How are you? So Wendy, I still don't know. Um, Absolutely, Christina. Of course, absolutely. Um, so while it does represent danger, and you do have to take care of yourself, I think my hands are stripped from the number of times I've been washing them, and it's been ridiculous. Ryan, all right. So Ryan, I am definitely wearing pants. I'm not going to stand up to show you, but I am. Augie, how are you? Christina, that's awesome. I'm glad you're able to make it through to. That's great news. I know you were stressing it out. You were stressing there for a bit. So it's getting tougher. It's getting tougher, and it's requiring a little more patience from us. But I saw that picture online. And when written in Chinese, the word crisis, is composed of two characters, one meaning danger, one opportunity, and that was a quote by John F. Kennedy. Um, without question, without question, there are going to be people during this time who are going to figure this out, because it's my belief that just as the world changed after 9/11, my belief that those folks who are working on developing platforms like this that can create interactive learning, more highly engaging, they're going to be the winners. I believe after this, you're going to see a lot more jobs um, looking at that model of working from home. I could be totally wrong, could be completely off the wall, but I think you're going to see tremendous changes. This whole deal about social distance, it's going to change. It's going to change things. Ryan Magid, I can't help you with the chocolate stampede, buddy. That's a chocolate stampede is a dessert that's found over at the Longhorn, I believe. But that being said, that being said, for those of you in the automotive industry, it's a very, very tough time. If you're on the service side, you're working and you still have some challenges in automotive, because as a service advisor, I don't know how many of you have experienced it now, where you go to a store and now they've got these plexiglass sheets between you and the cashier, or you and the teller. It's just a sign of the times. I don't think those are going away. To be frank, I don't think they're going away. I think that's the same way as in New York, they got rid of the plastic bags. I think you're going to see more of that more of those elements of social distancing. I mean, hell, I face it now. I went to visit my mom, and I was in the elevator, and there was like maybe two or three more people than should have been on the elevator. So it goes express from 1 to 18. So on the right between the floors, there's 9 people on the elevator. The one woman, she coughs. Let me tell you something. Everyone just looked at her with eyes of, it was like the death stare. It was just, Gary. No, it wasn't that. Hold on, wait. I get the right sound effect there. It was this. When she coughed, that's what everyone felt, without question. It was just, man, why don't you cover your mouth? But this is the world we live in today. This is the new world, and I think a lot of the changes you're seeing now, they're not going to go away. I'm trying my best not to. Yeah, you know what, Christine? I'm gonna make a confession right here, right now. Um, yeah, I too, I put on. I'm not. You didn't say you put on weight. You just said you've been eating like crazy. Maybe you're one of those blessed people out there who could just eat and eat and eat and not put on weight. I am not one of them. I have a weight problem, right? I can't wait to eat, right? So back in September, I was weighing 317. I dropped 54 pounds, and man, just throughout this whole, even before, I was off track, and the weight started coming on. So I'm back. I'm back on track. Definitely back on track. You know, Wendy, I love you. This is what Wendy writes. New profession needed for pickpocket. Why, Wendy? Of all, I can't with you. Um, yeah, Marla says eating too much. Also, yeah, but it's tough. I mean, you can't go to a gym. You know, you got to go out by yourself. You have to, deal with the whole social distancing deal. I have a king size bed, and it's just I have tremendous social distance in bed. I'm not going to go there, Wendy. Please don't put a comment. It is boredom. Absolutely, it's boredom, and it's boredom. It's stress. It's anxiety. It's when where's your next dollar coming from? Um, it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy, and so I decided today. You know what? I can control. You know, I can control the weight. I can control my response to this event. Doesn't matter how much bad news is coming out. It doesn't matter. I can control, the choices I make throughout the day. So drinking more water, back on my Optavia plan, eating five nutritious meals and making one meal for myself, and just I'm feeling better already. So I'm making that public announcement. Yes, I fell off the wagon. Yes, and it happens. Not perfect, but back on track. Not easy. Definitely not easy. Um, but here's the reality. I don't know when this is going to end. Donald Trump wants this to end by Easter. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know about you, but I don't think I'm going to a packed church on Easter Sunday. Right? Maybe some of you are. Um, but yeah, I just don't see that happening. We still haven't hit this apex in New York, and from what it sounds like, New York is like the first big cluster in the country, and so it's going to kind of make its way through the rest of the country. Um, at least Ryan Magid. Nice. Me and Sal Naples just say you like my pants. Nice. Thank you, Ryan. So Ryan Magid, they say that this virus will, if you get it, it may influence, an element of growth. So Ryan's 4'11". He's a great guy. He's a manager at a Honda store, and one of the biggest challenges he's had is you have to be this high to get on the ride, and it's okay because Ryan's an awesome guy. Oh yeah, so hold on. So Christina says the U.S. numbers beat China. That's nuts. That's wild. That's wild. But it's tough though, right? Think about it. You're being told to practice, social distance, right? So if you live alone, you've been practicing social distance now for however long you've been alone. I live alone. Been living alone, so it's not a big deal. I'm hearing stories about parents who are losing their minds having their kids home, doing the whole homeschooling deal. And Ryan, Christina says 4'11". That's awesome. There's hope, Ryan. Um, oh, it's insane. It's insane. But how do you guys cope with the madness? How do you not lose your mind? All jokes aside, Ryan's a general sales manager at a Honda store, and so all these guys in automotive, if you're in automotive now, you can't sit back and say people aren't buying cars. They are buying cars. They will buy cars. There's a pent up demand. I mean, as I drive out there, I see cars getting into accidents, right? I see people, these people will need a car. The difference now is you just can't jump on the phone. You just can't jump on the phone and go crazy. You can't approach customers, looking to put your hands in their pockets. That's not going to work. You have to be authentically sincere. If you're in automotive, you've got to come across like you really do care. We're thinking about you. We care about you, and when you're ready, here's what's available to you. If you're in the market for a car, we can make it easy for the customer. All of these customers, where are they right now? They're home. They're home. So if you had a BDC or have a BDC, let me tell you something. These folks should be following up with these customers, if for nothing else, just to engage, to keep these folks engaged. And the reality is, you just don't know who's going to be ready. Okay, so there's a Honda store. There's a Honda store in Schenectady. How do you put Schenectady? Say that 5 times. But I mean, that's starting online car sales. I believe it completely. F&I managers do everything to deliver the car, sanitize to the customer. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of the new normal. Wendy Nelson says, let's get back to the problem with eating and the king size. But really, Wendy? Come on. You know what that deserves? That's for you, Wendy. That's for you. Or better yet, crickets. So when Christina says that F&I managers are going to they'll do all the work and everything will be prepared for the customer. When I said to you earlier that the new what is the new normal going to be? What's the new normal going to be? What changes are going to take place after this is all over? Because if this goes on for a period of time, trust and believe me, if they open up the regulations for automotive and DMV to do some of this work online, I got news for you. I think customers would rather do everything over the phone. And I train in automotive dealerships. So my whole model will have to change. I'm going to have to adapt and adjust, So what am I doing now? I'm not working. I'm looking at how do I increase my skill set? What did Augie say? Augie said, it's called control theory, mind over matter. Remember, you control your mind, not the mind controlling you. Well, it's funny you mentioned mind over matter because, mind over matter. Society doesn't mind. Actually, with there was a joke I would say, and people would ask me, "Mark, you're divorced?" Well, yeah, I'm divorced. How many years? I think, in fact, I got divorced in 2005. And so, what happened? Why? So it was a case of mind over matter. She didn't mind because I didn't matter. But that's not true. That's not true. Paul Cummings is on with us. Paul Cummings, he says, what did you give today and what did you learn? So I took care of my dad today. Had a little issue with dad. I'm not going to get into it here, but took care of him. So I gave my time to my dad. And what did I learn? I had some great conversations today with some mentors. In fact, I have a gentleman by the name of Miguel de Jesus. He wrote this book called Success Leaves Clues. I'm going to do a live with him tomorrow at 6 p.m. and he's a business coach, life coach. Really, really good guy. I've known him a good number of years. I'm going to be interviewing him tomorrow at 6 o'clock East Coast time, 3 o'clock. Let's say he's in California, so California time. But always learning every single day. How about you, Paul? What did you give today, Paul Cummings, and what did you learn? Yeah, Christina used to work in automotive. It's amazing how she says, I miss billing out deals and never thought I'd say that. It's funny how it takes a tragedy like this, right? To make you realize what we kind of take for granted. Things that we take for granted, simple things like just going to the movies, right? Going dancing, going to sing karaoke or get a glass of wine, go to a restaurant, you know? All these things we take for granted. I hope that when this is over, you know, we really do just remember, you know, how fragile life is. Got to remember, you know, 2 planes took out the World Trade Center, right? Both buildings. And something that is totally unseen, a germ, a virus, a cell is taking out, it's infecting hundreds of thousands of people, something we can't even see. Let's see, we got Joe Anthony says, I see Wendy in my magic mirror. I see Mark in my magic mirror. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that, bud. So something as small as a cell could take out hundreds of thousands of people. Think about that for a moment. It's insane. And that's what's really traumatizing a lot of people. It's the enemy that we can't see. Remember the freedom that was stopped for a while? Absolutely. You know, after 9/11, you know, we experienced tremendous change. I think, Joe, you were training back then, no? You were doing a lot of traveling. And after 9/11, if you were a road warrior, man, your entire world changed, right? All the regulations, all the policy changes at the airport. And I believe we're going to see some big changes after this, some really big changes. Hopefully they'll be for the better. So remember, crisis in Chinese, that word is composed of 2 characters. One represents danger, the other is opportunity. So where are the opportunities in this crisis, right? Is there an opportunity to grow? Is there an opportunity to learn, to build a new skill set? Is there an opportunity? And the answer is yes, right? It starts with you taking stock of, you know, what it is you want to learn. There's a lot of us here who, prior to this whole thing going on, we were caught up in the whole, I don't have time to. Oh man, if I had the time, I would. Now just sit down and write down the things that you really wanted to do before. And you got YouTube, you've got Google, you have a whole world in front of you. But make the most out of this time. You know, I do these lives because as much as I want to inspire people, I want to really make people feel better. I don't want to do a 6-hour PowerPoint. That's not what I'm about. But this social distance, you know, a lot of people aren't used to that. They're not, you know, and I get as much from you guys as you may get from this. You know, I try to bring some value here, and you know, I'm learning a new skill set. You know, I was never this social, you know, with some of the equipment I picked up, and I'm trying to do more and be more. Times are changing, right? And I have to change as well. If you're not learning and you're not growing, you're dying. Right? I'm 54, and I truly do want the rest of my life to be the best of my life, despite what Wendy or Joe says, despite what Ryan says. I want the rest of my life to be the best of my life. Yeah, we are. There we go. Okay. Augie says we're socializing now, more than 6 feet away. Absolutely, absolutely. I want to thank you guys for coming on here, and I appreciate all of you. And for those of you, I'm gonna put this in the description. I really want to build up my other social platforms. I have done nothing with YouTube. I've done nothing with Instagram. I want to get on those as well. I think I have a message to share. I really do, and I'd like to get the hang of this. So I would love your help in subscribing to my YouTube channel. There's nothing there at all, but I'm going to share these lives on there as well. Bobby Wallace. Wow. There's a name from the past. One thing constant is change. You must always be ready to adapt. Stay safe, all. Bobby Wallace. Bobby, you still, let's see here. What store were you at? I know you've changed stores. I think you were down in was it North Carolina? No, Charlotte. It was Charlotte, Carolina. Thank you for that, Bobby. Bobby, I wish you and your family safety as well, and health. Guys, that's the other thing. That's the other thing that you can work on is your health right now. Right? That's entirely your choice. Dale Jarrett Ford. There you go. How could I forget? What's in our choice is working on our health. I go into the supermarket and I can't tell you how many times you pass them when you look in their cart, and it's just bags of chips and dip and ice cream and pretzels and all this quote unquote junk comfort food. It's comfortable for a little while, and then you pay the price when you go from wearing those sweatpants that give you no feedback, right, Wendy? I'm joking. I know you don't wear sweatpants, Wendy. I know you're looking great, but when you go from sweatpants to your suit, yeah, they were the days, brother. No question. Sweatpants, loose clothing gives you no feedback. It's when you have to buy clothing, you try on clothes, like, whoa, what the heck happened? And you start to realize you have, your belly has the circumference of a baby pool. Not cool. Not a good feeling. Anyway, it's 27 minutes into this. It is about 8:30. I didn't want to go too long here. I want to wish you guys a great evening. I'm going to be posting a link to tomorrow's live at 6 o'clock Eastern time with Miguel de Jesus. I think he's going to have some great information for us. Just another, just hearing from someone else what we can do to improve ourselves. Christine, thank you. Good night to you as well. And I will always drop plugs for you, Christina, wherever I can. Anyone that's looking for, pedicure, manicures, to juice up the nails. A lot of women out there are freaking out because they can't get their nails done. Christina has a solution for them. Anyway, I want you guys to have a great evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, crisis, I gotta get this down. Crisis in Chinese, those two characters, one is for danger and one is for opportunity. The other is opportunity. So look for the opportunity in this crisis and make it work to your advantage. Be well. Have a good night. God bless.